Good morning student, welcome to our history class. I'll be continuing with the same chapter, chapter 3, Decline of the Mughal Empire, page 43, and these are the two topics which I'm going to discuss with you today. So in the last class I've explained up to rise of independent state, Bengal, Hyderabad, Awadh, Rohilkhand and Punjab. So today's first topic is Rajput kingdoms. Upon the death of Aurangzeb, the Rajput chiefs tried to break off their alliance with the Mughal Empire and establish themselves as independent. After the death of Aurangzeb, the Rajput chiefs tried to break off their alliance. Alliance means union with the before the death of Aurangzeb, the Rajput have alliance with the Mughal Empire, but after the death of Aurangzeb, they tried to break off this alliance with the Mughal Empire and establish themselves. Now they want to establish themselves as independent rulers. However, their own empire was divided into many small states. The large Rajputs were divided involved in petty quarrel and wars with some others. However, even these Rajput empires now they were Rajput. Their empires were now divided into many small states. The large Rajput state were involved in petty means minor quarrels and wars with each other. Raja Sawai Raj Singh, the ruler of Amber, was the most outstanding Rajput ruler of that period. A great statesman, he introduced many social reforms and took a keen interest in science and astronomy. The Raja Sawai Raj Singh, the ruler of Amber, he was the ruler of Amber, was the most outstanding. It is said that he was one of the most outstanding Rajput ruler of that period, and a great statesman. He introduced as he also introduced many social reforms, and he also took a keen interest in science and astronomy. He was the founder of Pink City of Jaipur, which became a great center of art and science. The Pink City was founded by Raja Sawai Raj Singh and became a great center of art and science. He also built the Jantar Mantar and also erected observatories at Delhi, Jaipur, Ujjain, Mathura and Banaras. He also built Jantar Mantar and also erected observatories. Observatories means a tall building which is used to view the surroundings of the kingdom or the areas at Delhi, Jaipur, Ujjain, Mathura and Banaras. The ruler of Jodhpur and Amber were also appointed governors of Gujarat and Malwa respectively by the Mughal emperors. The Rajputs were involved in mutual rivalries and failed to unite against powers from outside. They lost their jagirs outside their state, and with the rise of the Marathas, their influence began to decline. The rulers of Jodhpur and Amber were also appointed governors of Gujarat and Malwa, respectively, by the Mughal Emperor. The governors were appointed for Gujarat and Malwa. The Rajput were involved in mutual rivalries and failed to unite against the power from outside. They even lost their jagirs and their states. They lost their jagirs and states, and with the rise of Maratha during that period, their influence began to decline. Next topic is Marathas. The Maratha king was the most important regional power, with the minor chieftains ruling the kingdom of Golconda, Bijapur and Ahmednagar. The Marathas declared themselves independent under the leadership of Shivaji and became very powerful. The Maratha kingdom was the most important regional power during that period, with the minor chieftain ruling the kingdom of Golconda, Bijapur and Ahmednagar. The Marathas also declared themselves as independent under the leadership of Shivaji and become very powerful under the leadership of Shivaji, and they become very powerful. Shivaji's successor were very weak, and in the 18th century, the Peshwa became the real head of the Maratha Empire, while the king was relegated to the background. As after Shivaji, his successors were very weak, and in the 18th century, the Peshwa became the real head of the Maratha Empire, while the kingdom was relegated on the background. Sahu, the grandson of Shivaji, was able to regain the Maratha throne with the help of Balaji Vishwanath. In recognition of the valuable services rendered by Balaji Vishwanath, Sahu appointed him as the Peshwa or Prime Minister. As Sahu, the grandson of Shivaji, was able to regain the Maratha throne with the help of Balaji. He regained the Maratha throne in recognition. In return, he promised to give valuable service to Balaji Vishwanath. Sahu appointed Balaji Vishwanath as the Peshwa, as his Peshwa or Prime Minister. Balaji concluded a treaty with one of the Sayyid brothers at the Mughal court, by which all the territories of Shivaji kingdom had been conquered by the Mughals was restored to Sahu. He was also assigned the Chaut and the Sardeshmukhi of 6 subhas of the Deccan. Balaji after making Balaji Vishwanath the Peshwa, Balaji concluded a treaty with one of the Sayyid brothers at the Mughal court, by which all the territories which was conquered by the Mughal during the Shivaji period were returned back to Sahu, and also assigned Chauts and the Chaut and Sardeshmukhis are the revenue collection or the tax collection of 6 subhas. 6 subhas means the province or state of the Deccan. In return, Sahu had to maintain 15,000 horse for imperial services. Balaji Vishwanath assigned separate areas to the Maratha Sardars for the collection of Chaut and Sardeshmukhi. And in return, Sahu had to maintain 15,000 horses for imperial service. For imperial service, he had to maintain 15,000 horses. Balaji Vishwanath also assigned separate state to the Maratha Sardars for the collection of Chauts and Sardeshmukhi. There are 5 main Sardars: the Gavikwats of Baroda, Bhosles of Nagpur, Sindhyas of Gwalior, Holkars of Indore, and Peshwa of Pune. These are the 5 Sardars who are going to collect the Chauts and Sardeshmukhi. Balaji Vishwanath was succeeded by his son Balaji Rao I, who was also an excellent commander. Under him, the Marathas expanded their territory as far as Bihar and Orissa in the east and Punjab in the north. After Balaji Vishwanath, he was succeeded by his son Bajirao I, who was also an excellent commander. Under him, the Marathas expanded their territory as far as Bihar and Orissa in the east, but Punjab in the north. They even traded the kingdoms of Mysore and at Arcot, Vellore city of Tamil Nadu in the south. And even Balaji Rao traded the kingdoms of Mysore and Arcot, the Vellore city of Tamil Nadu in the south. The Nizams of Hyderabad were also not spared. During the rule of Bajirao's son Balaji Bajirao, Bengal had to surrender Orissa to the Marathas. Marathas had also great control over the Mughal territories. So the Nizams of Hyderabad were also not spared. During the rule of Bajirao's son Balaji Bajirao, Bengal had to surrender. Now Bengal had to surrender Orissa to the Marathas. Thus Maratha had a great control over the Mughal territories. The Maratha Sardar, on the other hand, did not always follow the instruction of Peshwa. They often attack and conquer territories of neighboring kingdoms. The Maratha Sardars, on the other hand, did not always follow the instruction of the Peshwa, but they often attacked and conquered territories of neighboring kingdoms. They formed a confederacy in which they were allowed to take decisions in internal affairs of the conquered kingdoms. They also form a confederacy in which they had often take decision on the internal affair of conquered kingdom. However, as long as the Peshwa were strong enough to control them, there were no problem. However, their problems were controlled by the Peshwa, so there was no problem in their kingdom. However, after the third battle of Panipat, the Maratha confederacy lost its cohesion and the Sardars started fight against one another with the help of the powers. Whatever unity existed among them soon come to an end. However, after the third battle of Panipat, the Maratha alliance, confederacy means that Maratha alliance lost their alliance and unity with the Sardars, and the Sardars started fighting again. Now these Sardars were fighting against each other with the help of other powers. So their unity existed and soon their power came to an end. In the next class, I'll be explaining about the third battle of Panipat, causes of the decline of the Marathas and Mysore. So that's all for today. Thank you.